morning, afternoon, or evening, and welcome to the Apex Slide Job Podcast, home to your professional dirt for sprints and late models. I'm your host, Isaac. With me, as always, is my co-host, Fearson. How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you, Isaac?
Could be better. Could be better. uh, yeah, sprints was really fantastic racing. Not much to complain about it. But the only problem that I saw was my driver didn't do as well as I want him to. So not much you
mm,
can change about that. So
yeah. My driver did pretty good for Lucas Oil because there were no World of Outlaw late model races this past week.
all right, sounds good. Sounds good. Because late models don't have a race, or World of Outlaw late models don't have a race till first week of November with the sprints with the World
Yeah.
Finals. So that should be something to look forward to.
hmm Definitely.
But some here's some things with the channel here. We are going to try and start a new NASCAR portion to Apex Slide Job.
hmm
So look out for that. It's gonna be pretty cool to have that. And if you're really big of a NASCAR, tune into
hmm
that.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna try maybe later here and add esports with the iRacing USAC is going on, so we're going to try and pay attention to that in the dirt portion. So
hmm
look forward to that. And then also we do have our Twitter. The link should be in the description. So look down on that. And that's I think all for the Apex Slide Job news here. So
Yeah.
just some stuff to look out for. A little bit of stuff. Yeah, a little bit to look out for. So. But yeah, so how did the Lucas Oil late models do there, Fusion?
Pretty good. So Jimmy Owens won the first group of qualifying, and then Billy Moyer got fifth in that qualifying session. Group B, Jonathan Davenport got second. Hudson O'Neal got fourth, and Devin Moran got fifth. The first heats, Jimmy Owens took first place, Billy Moyer in third. For the second heat, Shannon Buckingham took third place, Josh Richards took fourth, and Kyle Brownson got fifth. In that third heat, Devin Moran got second, Don O'Neal got third, and Stormy Scott got fifth. In the fourth heat, Jonathan Davenport took first place. Tim McCready took third. Hudson O'Neal took fourth. And Tyler Erb took fifth. Now for the B main, Kyle Bronson took first place. Austin Horton took second. Marler took third. Derek Ellis took fourth. Johnny Scott took fifth. Now for the second B main, Stormy Scott took first. Tyler Erb took second. David Pade took third. Earl Pearson took fourth. And Ray Cook took fifth. Now for the 50 lap feature, Michael Page took home $12,000 and won. Jimmy Owens took second. Brandon Overton, a non-Lucas Oil driver, took third. Chris Madden took fourth. Jonathan Davenport took fifth. Dale McDowell took sixth. Devin Moran took seventh. Don O'Neal took eighth. Mike Marler took ninth. And Tim McCready took 10th. And so that's how Dixie Speedway went down.
Nice. So the Outlaw Boys the Outlaw Boys who were there did all right, or
The Lucas Oil, yeah.
yeah, well, that's nice. Any side notes that were in there, or
So yeah, Brandon Overton took third. Um,
okay, nice.
Michael Page was also a non-Lucas Oil driver and he won.
Okay,
Chris Madden took fourth and he was a non-Lucas Oil driver as well. So yeah, that was pretty good racing.
fantastic. Yeah, I didn't get to see any of it, so don't really have a lot to say about it. But what I did see was the sprints. So
Yeah, how were the sprints this past week?
we had a rain out for the Wabash clash. So
Mm,
went only had one race this weekend, and it was at the Tri-State Speedway.
okay.
And let's see, we had Christopher Bell rocking his new car, the 21. His
Nice.
very own car. I think it looks really nice, and it did show. It raced as nice as it looked. So, because he got the big dub, the $10,000 paycheck. So it's really nice to see. And then we had Hunter Schoenberg racing for the Wendell Speed Lab. So nice to see those guys up. And then Brady Bacon also made the trip too. So
Nice.
making it really interesting. Oh, also Kerry Matson. So some big names in there that aren't really outlaw boys that came to play. But let's see here. We had for qualifying at the Tri-State Speedway, we had 28 cars show up for the race,
Cool.
and getting the first place in qualifying was Kerry Matson with a 12.825. Donnie Schatz getting second, Logan Stewart third, fourth goes to Brett Marks, and fifth goes to Skylar G in the 99G. Heat number 1, 10 laps was the distance. Brett Marks got first. Kerry Matson got second. Third goes to Hunter Schoenberg. Fourth, Ian Matson. Fifth, Darren Pittman. Sixth, Justin Peck. Jess Wendell getting the seventh spot. Eighth goes to Paul Maid. Ninth, Mason Daniel. And 11th, Zeb Wise. Heat number 2 goes like this. Donnie Schatz picks up the win. Kendall Rubel in second. Skylar G third. Fourth goes David Gravel. Fifth, Brady Bacon. Shane Stewart sixth, Jason Sides in seventh, eighth, Craig Kinzer, and Andy Bishop in the ninth spot. Brad Sweet picking up the win for heat number 3. Christopher Bell gets the runner-up spot. Logan Schuhart in third. Fourth goes to Parker Price Miller. Carson Macedo fifth. Sheldon Hodenshield sixth. Seventh goes to Critter Malone. And eighth goes to Chase Stockin. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Jacob Allen got ninth in the heat number 3. Brad Sweet got the pole position for AMA with the win in the dash. Brett Marks outside of him. Christopher Bell in third. Fourth goes to Kerry Matson. Fifth goes to number 15 Donnie Schatz. Kendall Rubel in the sixth spot. So
Nice.
yeah, that brings up the dash. Last chance showdown went like this. Chase Stockin goes first. Second went to the number 11 of Zeb Wise. Craig Kinzer in third. Fourth goes to Critter Malone. Fifth goes to Jason Sides. And picking up the last transfer spot is the 14X of Jeff Swindell. And then Jacob Allen got ninth in the last chance showdown, so he did not make it to the A main this time around. But next race, there's always another race. 40 lap feature, Christopher Bell picks up the win. Passing Brad Sweet on lap 17 to take the lead and then lead the rest of the field. Sheldon Hodenshield, big hard charger, started 18th, finished second. He was flying out there. It was really nice to see. It was fantastic seeing. I was watching it, and everyone. It looked like a kind of a slick track out there, but Sheldon was holding his own. It looked like he was the only one who had really a lot of grip on the track. So
Mm.
it does not surprise me that he got up all the way up there. But yeah, third goes to Kerry Matson, fourth goes to Ian Matson, and then fifth goes to Brad Sweet. The other Outlaw boys, seventh went to Brent Marks, eighth Darren Pittman, ninth Logan Schuhart, 10th Carson Macedo, 11th Shane Stewart, David Gravel gets 12th. After 2 crashes, getting into 13th, Donnie Schatz, who started 5th, got into 2 crashes during the race.
Oof.
So it was kind of a tough break for him. Kind of lost a little bit of points to Brad Sweet, but racing, it's racing. There's going to be
Mm-hmm.
accidents.
Yep.
18th, Jason Sides. And then we got 23rd went to Craig Kinzer. So those are the Outlaw boys where they finished. So it was I would say it was fantastic racing. Maybe some people might not agree, but I thought it was fantastic racing. There was 3 lanes. It was really slick, but a lot of lanes. That's all you can ask for. That's all I ask for when I watch racing is there's a lot of lanes, possible slide jobs, which there was. So I got no complaints, nothing against Tri-State. It looked fantastic. So let's see. Yeah. So it was a relatively low bank track. So I think a quarter mile. So, but fantastic racing. So I got no complaints on it. So,
Hmm.
so yeah. Do you have any thoughts on it, Pearson? Or
Not really. There were a lot of crashes I noticed during that race.
yeah, yeah. I think the crashes were mainly because it was really slick. Because I did notice one of Donnie's crashes involved someone just getting a little loose and starting to whip the back end over around. So slick track, but really good racing from it. So
Hmm. Other than that, just happy for Christopher Bell for winning that
oh
race.
yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
yep, and yep, Christopher Bell doing good, and then Sheldon getting that second spot. So yeah, really good racing out of all that. So
Hmm.
and then next for the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars, we got the FBP Platinum Battery Showdown Friday, October 18th at Lakeside Speedway in Kansas City, Kansas. And then I can't wait for this race. I think this should bring a lot of competitors, but we got the Jason Johnson Classic.
Nice.
It is presented by FK Rod Ends at Lake Ozark Speedway in Eldon, Missouri. So that should be fun to watch. And I think that should bring a lot of competitors because um, Jason Johnson, I think, was a really fantastic driver before he sadly passed away last year, I believe. So it was fun watching him race, and I'm glad he has a race now to commemorate him. And hopefully, a lot of competitors will come to that race and
Hmm.
you know just have some fun racing. So
Yeah.
and then let's see, we got the points. Let's get the points up here. Brad Sweet still holding his own in the first spot there with 9,300 points. 30 points behind him is Donnie Schatz. So he lost a little bit of spot or a little bit of points there. David Gravel getting 102 points behind him, so that brings up the top three. Some possible points to be looking out for is Ian Matson and Shane Stewart battling for the seventh spot. 730 points behind Brad for Ian, and then only 742. So they're about 12 points behind. So that should be kind of a really big point race to be looking out for. And then possibly Darren Pittman and Logan Short. 50 points, but, you still have quite a few races to go. So it's really something to look out for.
Hmm.
So just some points to keep up with there. So I think that is it for the entire podcast, short podcast today. Hopefully this is sent on or uploaded on Thursday. So have a
Hmm.
happy Thursday. If not, happy Friday if it's on Friday. So
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I'm Isaac,
I'm Fearson.
and this is the Apex Slide Job podcast. Big thanks to Ben for doing the edits on this and getting the podcast up and out for you guys. And then have a fantastic rest of your day or a great rest of your night, and catch you next week.